Hey guys, welcome to On the Beat weekly podcast. On the Beat is all about giving young people a voice. We explore all the interesting topics that affect us in the world today. So come, listen, enjoy, and be inspired.
On the beat.
Boom. So this is Brent Balfour, your host on the Beat podcast. We have three young people in our presence right now, right? Zaria, Alexia, John Mark. What's up, people?
What is
Hi.
good?
It's all good.
Right, nice.
Good.
Everything good? All right, the weather treating all nice?
Not really, but can't do nothing for the rain.
All right. We're talking about today about right now you're in exam mode, right? So we're looking at the preparation, the experience in writing exams, and to give an encouragement to young people out there what is happening right now, and they're not alone in the same. Sometimes they think they're alone in this scenario. We have to show them that they're not alone. It's stress level right through, or it's joy right through, whichever one they're experiencing. So let me ask, right, Alexia, the preparation towards exams, how is that going? Tell me an experience of that.
But if I'm being completely honest, I hate studying, and I do not like to use the word hate.
Right.
So that says a lot. I really disliked studying, but luckily for me, I could bounce back on having a decent memory. So the little cram sessions, it's working. But I mean, if I had studied earlier, I wouldn't have to be cramming so much. So right now, it's like full-blown stress because the exams, they're spaced out, but I still feeling the pressure of the exam itself. Not knowing what coming, that just horrible.
Zaria, you haven't started exams as yet, but you're about to, right? I think it's Monday. Monday is your first exam, right?
Yeah.
So the stress level, are you going through stress right now, or it's just natural?
It's natural for now. See, like Sunday night, I'll feel it.
Sunday night.
I will feel it.
And you're doing what, A levels, right? You're doing A levels right now.
Yeah, lowest. Yeah.
And this is your first exam facing A levels.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're excited. You're excited or you're fearful? Which one? Where the balance is at?
In between, there's strong subjects and then there's very, very weak subjects, So it balances off.
All right. John Mark, what you have for me? What you studying right now? What exam you about to hit right now?
Accounts.
Woof!
First exam on Monday.
And how that's shaping up for you?
Well, there's no words. There's no words at all. But, I really trying to push to really reach a certain mark or satisfy myself. So when I hit the exam room, I'm confident in I know what I'm writing. Because I was start to feel it when I see the paper, I'll be like, dog. And that's when I freeze up, but as always pray to God and just ask for that peace of mind.
Yeah. So tell me like how a daily schedule would be in studying, John Mark. For example, today, like seeing that Monday's exam, what's your schedule like? Do you have time?
It mostly be POA and maths, because right after POA is maths for me. So it's mostly POA and maths, and I'll cram a little bit of whatever it is, OA, IT, and Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'll try to cut those in between so I can, balance it off. So, I'll fresh memory on certain things and whatnot, and sometimes take a little break from the POA and the maths and focus more on the OA and the IT and the Spanish.
All right.
Try to get myself up to date.
Nice. But here's the scene. Since COVID came in, you all have been online. You all have to deal with the online situation, and that I'm sure. I don't know if it's difficult for you all or it's easier for you all, but give me a story. Give me a funny story on what what have happened in online classes. I'm sure it must have a funny story in online. Anybody?
Everybody gave up. Everybody gave up.
Everybody give up.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I just, well, we don't have on cameras, so it's very easy to zone out. So whatever distractions is around, it's
Yeah.
very easy to zone out.
Yeah.
I'll be
I agree.
on my phone. It had a time, no, let me tell you. It had a time I'm in econ class and I have a person status and I forget I have this teacher to see my status or I get make out in class. He was like, Zara, are you in class or are you on WhatsApp? I was like, wait.
How he know you on WhatsApp? That means he was watching your
Has
he
my
on
number.
WhatsApp too.
Wait.
So what he doing on WhatsApp? He's supposed to be
Yeah, he's
teaching the
on
class.
WhatsApp too. That's true, no.
He wasn't teaching.
I didn't want
So
to
you
dance.
see, it's difficult for teachers too, eh? We students and teachers.
Avinash, nice to see you, Avinash. You jump in late. That how you jumping in class, Avinash?
All the time.
So we asking the question how online classes, we know everybody in exam mode, but since COVID happened, how online have been working out for you? Have it been easier or harder?
Well, I mean, I prefer being home, and online class has been better for me because I get to make my personal timetable and study the way I want to. It's been efficient, but it's been really hard to like wake up early and actually get into your groove. But once you get into it, you're
Yeah.
good because you're home and it's a safe and normal environment. So you're familiar and you're able to do what you want to do.
Watch me,
love
Avinash, when I was talking there, Alexia, I opened
was
big, John Mark, I opened big. Yeah, no,
I'm sorry. But my facial expressions, you can't really control that. And hearing his point of view is
Yeah.
it amazes me to be like almost every week. He's like the first person I hear who's so comfortable about this whole thing. I've been
He's actually the first person I actually have a solid and significant
Answer.
reason to be home.
Yeah.
Somebody
That's so
actually
true.
just said like, they like online school because they're home. That's it. So that's
Yeah,
what
but
you
he
like
has
online
a
school
whole
for.
thing. He has a timetable that is set for himself. You go, dude. Whatever works for you.
As you all know, I work in the education system as well. And I have heard from teachers that the students, since COVID happened, some students or most students don't come to class. For example, in CXC, this week gone here, in some of the exams, I've talked to some teachers and want to know how come this person don't know how to do that? Or how come they don't know how to do this question? And they say, well, they haven't been in class for the entire year, right? So tell me, do you have friends who haven't been in class for the entire year? And how, or what is the reason, some of the reasons why some people may not want to come to class?
Can I answer this?
Go ahead.
Right. I would just like to say there are a significant amount of classes that I have not attended for the simple fact that teachers are very last minute and only like to explain things about exam in the last term when you're stressing the most. When you're trying to get time for yourself to study your hardest, they've chosen that class time to now explain what you have to do on exam day, which is unfair to majority of those who trying to get accustomed to this new world of work, I guess. And to be honest, like, that make no sense. Does it? Does it? No, it does not. Right? So is both fault on the students who don't attend class for whatever reason it may be. Maybe they do not know how to really communicate over the internet, which is something that I struggle with. I don't like communicating over Zoom. It just doesn't feel the same, and it doesn't get the kind of feedback or energy that I would normally get in a classroom. And then it will be also the teachers' fault because they're looking for things that will benefit us the people who are writing the exams to tell us it after the fact.
School is just real stress because you go into the class and while the teachers, some teachers, they like to rush down what they have to explain to you. And they don't share the screen or they don't find some way to show you what it is they explaining so you can understand.
Yeah.
They just giving you work and you must understand. It don't work so. Because next thing I don't understand and now I have to ask you, and some teachers very ignorant. When you ask them 2, 3, 5 times, they just get vexed at you because you don't understand, but I don't understand.
No
So
patience.
how you expect me to move forward? And we'll have the others that will, be able to move forward and they will understand quicker and they will work with them.
Yeah.
Or they will just do the work whatever because they get it and send it in whatever. And that's the next thing too, because students will not come to class and then you might be the only one in the class and them can't think this kind of less motivation to actually go to the class and do the work. So you just tell yourself, best I just do the struggle on my own and just use the help of YouTube, other people's methods so I could be able to pass my exam instead of using teachers' methods to pass my exams.
There's a big explanation there.
Okay.
That is a serious.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Why you say it's true?
It's true because there are teachers who the online thing is just not for them. They don't know how, some don't know how to teach properly, some just rush it, some just take long. So
Mhm.
every teacher different, and then our lack of motivation just there too, and it's not those two things just not suiting well together. So when we don't go to class, cannot blame us. We are just trying to pass.
So let me ask you this. Who wrote exams already? Who in the process of writing exams already?
Yeah, I wrote 2 already last week.
And tell me, what is the experience like while in the exam?
Well, it's not a new environment because we had to do that for CSEC last year.
Right.
But I mean, for those who now do in CSEC, it would be something new. But I guess they wouldn't know a difference because it's their first time writing an exam like this. But for me, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, when we went to school, they marked out where we could stand and where we could talk. So it was definitely different, and I was a little uncomfortable with the mass, I would say, because the auditorium was hot.
Wow.
But the quiet, like having a school empty, is like a right environment to write the exam because it's really, really quiet, and then you're spaced out, so you have your individual space, and it's generally safe. I would say, well, Northeastern did a good job in allowing us to write in ease and a comfortable
Nice.
place.
Okay, Alexia, like you have experienced exams as well. So what is your take on what you experience?
You sure we go in the same Northeastern?
Yeah, well, the days I went was really good because I mean, then again, my subjects are really small. So like one of my classes only 4 children, and then the other one is like 20 marks. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely saying that it felt as though COVID was not a thing when I went to school because what is social distancing? What is a mask? Children don't listen. So-
Maybe your class.
No. I
we
was
couldn't
thinking that
take
too.
lessons.
No. I was thinking that, but it had so much children in school that day. You could swear it was a normal school day, right? It had Form 5s and 6s, and social studies classes are a bit big because it had 4 separate classes, right? 4, 5, and then it had Form 6s who came to do whatever exams they came to do. In the morning it was upper 6, and then in the afternoon it was lower 6. It had so much children in that school that day that I'm telling you, I felt as though it was a normal school day. And as for the noise, yeah, it was quiet, but I mean, it has always been like that during an exam. So, well, that was just the environment. But as for how the test itself went, saying long in the exam room, I wasn't nervous or anything. It's just a different kind of feeling when you know, you had to sit down there for a certain amount of time, and then how to allocate the time for certain parts of the exam paper.
So
Because those exams
so tell me this: you faced the Spanish orals, right? So
Yes,
this
I
time
did.
you all have to do it through computer instead of face to face. How that was for you?
I was, if it's one thing, I was so excited to do that in front of that computer. You see that physical interaction. I feel
Yeah,
like I would have stumbled way too much because yeah, in the computer, a person watching you, but face to face, that stare is be intensified. I I don't know how better to explain it, but out of all the things, I'm so happy
That's
that
there.
we got to do that on the computer. Yeah.
yeah. After exams finish, what is the first thing you're going to do though?
Get a job.
Ah.
Sleep,
Yeah, yeah.
get
You not
some
having
sleep.
money is not a play. For real, for real. I can't stand not having money. You know, so well, obviously I need passes or whatever. So, you know,
Yeah,
so that'll be the main goals to pass my subjects, but whatever job I can get. I'll be thankful for that and I will work my way and just keep going from there and building myself. Yeah. I ain't gonna sit around and be like, right, I done school. I could play game whole day
yeah,
and just, exist. Nah, I
yeah.
can actually do something and go out there now.
Not that watch man. Respect, bro. Respect.
I mean,
When I'm planning on
definitely.
girl slime with Lexi.
I know you're right.
I don't think
Once you
I'll do what
know,
I did last year.
Wait
Like
then.
last year after CSEC, I kind of went into what Jean-Marc was saying. I just did nothing, and I lost my grip of studying. So I'll have a schedule again this vacation to get some stuff done so that I'll be better prepared for Unit 2.
Nice. Girls Lime. Well, boys, you can't join the
well, I
Girls
mean,
Lime
on the
because the
day,
name of it is Girls Lime.
well, yes, it's a Zarian Alexia Lime. On the day I'm going to be sleeping, I don't know when this deal I'm going to happen, but until then, I'll be in my bed. If you want to contact me,
Actually,
call. I'll be sleeping, I wouldn't be watching no messages.
John Mark, you were saying something.
Sorry.
I actually have a story, but it wasn't a funny story. Well, it might be funny for you all, but it's a savage moment for me. So I think I was in English class, and for some reason my teachers replaced all my free periods with English, and I wrote English already, so I don't know why I replaced all my periods with English. So I've been going to the English classes. No one goes, no one goes, no one does the work, and this man will give us like about 5 essays to do in like an hour and expect it done, and then be like, "Where's my essay?" and get on. So that a day, I was supposed to run some errands for my mom, and it was cutting short to and I was getting closer and closer to the time, and he will keep us back if you don't give him the work. Right? So I just there, I watching my paper. I probably have like about 4 sentences written down, and he just there, with the mic muted. So you say, you know what? I gonna do my errands. So what did I do? I took off the audio off my phone. So if he was to speak, I wasn't going to hear him. So I take off the audio off my phone, carry my phone upstairs, and I went out the road and I come back. And yeah, and I felt good because I went to do my errands and he couldn't call me. He was calling me. And when I checked my messages, one of my classmates tell me that so was calling me. I was like, well, too bad. I went and do something. And well, that was the last time I went in the English class, and well, he never called me, text me, or whatever, because I was going to like be real savage, because it was real annoying.
So that is a good story. It's a good story. But along those lines, the last question I want to do is that there are many young people out there who, like John Mark, having to do work or run errands for their parents, or it might have those who their parents not around, they didn't have device, or it has some kind of struggle, or their parents lost their job and they have to find a job in order to make some kind of income, right? So What would you all say to the young people who is struggling out there, or who is struggling to even come online, or to focus online, or to even do exams and study exams? I mean, there are different types of struggles. So everybody here have 1 minute advice to share to that young person out there who is facing a struggle right now. Anybody?
Do what is best for you. If it is that you cannot make it to online classes, you come up with something that you know that you could study as well. You don't have to. Sometimes the teachers not always right. It have other means of learning certain things. So do what's best for you.
Nice.
All I can say is trust the process and just believe that you'll make it through no matter what. A stressful process.
Keep the faith in God. I want to keep the faith, and remember that it's not a competition. You're not competing with anybody. You're doing the exam to meet your mark, to meet whatever mark it could be. You want to pass. You want to be able to make family proud, friends, or even better, make yourself proud. So you know you could be able to go to a job, go to university, whatever it is you want to do, and be confident they can move forward life because you put in whatever time, you use YouTube or whatever, and you just trust the process, keep the faith.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with Alexia. I mean, you don't always have to go the normal route, right? And I have a lot of people in my life, my friends, who actually face a lot of these problems. And what I tell them is, especially if you're supposed to be in Form 6, try some alternative. My advice and my family advice is always like, if you know you're meant for more, then join a force and work your way up from there. So I know a lot of persons who actually joined like the police force and things like that, but they knew they were capable, but they didn't have the means or the resources to actually get where they wanted to go. But like, for example, there's this one person I know who wanted to be a lawyer. So he joined the police force and he actually became a lawyer after. So you build yourself, you work with what you have, and you trust that it will work out. And it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible once you put your mind towards it and keep faith in God, of course.
Of course.
Y'all did brilliant. And I want to thank you all for coming on in your busy schedules, right? In your exam schedules, right? So I want to thank you all for coming on and to share that experience to young people out there and for encouraging them. And I hope that it encourage your stories right now that you have heard from each other, encourage you as well to keep on pressing, right? So guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being part of On The Beat. Don't be shy of On The Beat. Even share this podcast when it come out as well to your friends and family, right? Because On The Beat is all about young people in society and uplifting young people, right? So, guys, see you. Signing out. Laters.
Thank you for listening to On The Beat podcast. Feel free to share, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay blessed, everyone.